take you live to the Athlone Magistrate's Court in Cape Town, where someone has been shot dead this morning. The incident happened reportedly at around 9 o'clock this morning. Nasiphi Same is there for us. Nasiphi, what do we know so far?
Well, Michelle, what I can tell you is that the details surrounding the shooting outside the Athlone Magistrate Court still remain sketchy at this present moment. However, as you put it, during the 9 o'clock hour, a shooting incident occurred outside the Athlone Magistrate Court. My colleague is showing you the police officers, including the deceased, inside the premises of Athlone Magistrate Court. We understand that the court has since been closed. Various police units were here. We know that the officers are currently combing the scenes for any clues that could lead to the arrest of those responsible for this. However, Michelle, just last week, there was a shooting incident outside the Mitchell's Plain Magistrate Court where 2 people were shot. One person succumbing to those injuries. We understand in that matter, a 23-year-old was arrested and has appeared in court already. And this is the second time that there has been a shooting incident outside the Athlone Magistrate Court. And earlier on this year in February, around the 3rd of February, there was another shooting incident that occurred outside this very court. And just at the top of my head, shooting incidents near courts or inside courts just this year alone have been close to about 4, which is 2 outside the Athlone Magistrate Court, 1 inside the Wynberg Magistrate Court, and also just last week the shooting incidents that occurred at the Mitchell's Plain Magistrate Court. And with the widespread gang violence, one can assume that this is linked to the spate of gang violence throughout the city of Cape Town, as we know that the anti-gang unit were also on the scene. And we are yet to get more details from police officers regarding the victim himself. We understand that he was shot in his upper body multiple times.
Any arrests being made, Nasiphi? Any CCTV security cameras that police will rely on outside court?
Well, we will show you a CCTV camera here on the building of the Athlone Magistrate Court, and hopefully that CCTV camera will be able to paint a clearer picture for investigators as who was responsible for this particular shooting, Michelle.
Yeah, it's just given the spate of stories we've been tracking and that you have been tracking across the Cape Flats, particularly, Nasiphi, it's very difficult to say in a different way. I mean, how many ways can we say Cape Town is on a knife's edge?
Well, Michelle, I think it's safe to say that Cape Town is indeed a hotspot, not only for taxi violence, deadly taxi violence, but also the widespread gang violence that we've seen, claiming a series of lives. I mean, just this morning we were in Rwanda having a conversation regarding a shooting incident that occurred linked to the spate of ongoing taxi violence. And just less than an hour after us having that conversation, we're outside the Athlone Magistrate Court, where deceased lays inside the precincts. But also with the recent shootings we've seen, it also highlights how brazen those that are having access to firearms and ammunition have become, shooting at individuals, whether inside court or even outside court, as we can see now outside the Athlone Magistrate Court. And Michelle, when we arrived, we're assuming this is the family and loved ones of the deceased. We were greeted by tears, basically, outside the parameters, because the police have cordoned off the area as they continue with the investigation. This particular court remains a crime scene.
Nasiphi, this is surely going to raise questions about, even further questions about safety and security measures, both inside and outside courts, not only in Cape Town, but in other parts of the country as well. I mean, in Cape Town, particularly, I suppose, where victims of gang violence or those who are testifying on behalf of the state face a particular danger when it comes to gangs. So is it enough that the security that does exist at a magistrate's court or at any court is based inside court? I mean, we've seen shootings happening inside court as well, inside the halls of a court. I believe it was in Cape Town as well. So it must raise questions. You know, if someone's going to testify on behalf of the state and gangsterism is involved, taxi wars involved, those people need to be protected.
Indeed, Michelle, just a couple of weeks ago, the Western Cape High Court handed down judgment or sentence to individuals that were linked to a shooting incident of somebody that was leaving the Wynberg Magistrate Court a couple of years ago. We understand at the time she was going to be a state witness. So we have seen movement in that regard. However, if you remember a couple of months ago at the Wynberg Magistrate Court, following the shooting, the deadly shooting of Dingiswayo Ntiso, who was shot inside the corridors of the Wynberg Magistrate Court. Speaking to the Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant General Patekile at the time, he had indicated that there are a number of courts that are in particularly red zone areas when it comes to where they are situated, and had indicated when we spoke to him at that time that they were in conversations with justice to try and strengthen policing and security at the various courts that are in these red zone areas. And one of the courts that he had highlighted was Athlone Court. And if you remember, Michelle, in February of this year, another person, 43-year-old, was shot and killed outside this very court where we are standing. So where we are is the second crime scene that we're seeing in just less than 12 months, where individuals outside court are shot. At this present moment, Michelle, we know that the information is still very sketchy. Police have indicated that they will be sending out a more detailed statement, but at this hour, investigators continue to probe this particular crime scene, and we'll keep you updated with developments.
Nasiphi Same is live to us there outside the Athlone Magistrate's Court. Someone has just been shot dead, reportedly around 9 o'clock this morning. And in fact, the body of that person is still on the premises there of the court. Investigations, as you can see from the officials gathered outside, still ongoing.